This is like a gaming laptop. That's what this gives off.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It gives a gaming laptop.
You're so wrong.
With a red glowing alien vibe.
That's incorrect.
This is like a vintage lighter.
No, this is quite classy. It's for the man who has thoughts on the reg, but also has a life on the go.
Okay, so what would be the motto?
That.
So
for a man who has thoughts on the reg, but a life on the go.
Is it sort of like a steampunk gentleman?
What the fuck's steampunk?
It's sort of like
Stop trying to make it punk.
It's
not punk.
It's blending the future and the past. So it'd be like a guy who wears like a waistcoat, but then also has like flying goggles, but has like mechanical machine technology. You know what steampunk is?
It's for the 21st century man who also has...
Sorry, can we explain to people what we're talking about?
I have purchased a Remarkable 2. To much of my friends' amusement.
What is the Remarkable 2?
Well, Horatio, the Remarkable 2 is a...
Is it more remarkable than Remarkable 1?
I wasn't actually privy to the Remarkable 1, but
you'd assume.
Well, given the price, I fucking hope it is.
Yeah.
It is a virtual kind of... This isn't a new sponsor, by the way.
No.
It's a virtual notebook, but it's so much
It's
more...
sort of like a paperwhite tablet. It's a mix between a Kindle, an iPad, and a notebook.
Yeah, and imagine combining all of them, and then it's better than all of those combined.
It's remarkable.
It's remarkable. 2. So they've already made something that's remarkable, and now they're like on the second one.
Even more remarkable.
Did you draw something on it?
No, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how the remarkable works really.
It is remarkable. So you can. It's a digital notebook where you can take.
Does it come with
notes.
the case? Did you buy that separately?
The case was bought separately.
Yeah. Is that shark grey or is that charcoal?
It's charcoal.
Yeah.
And it isn't. It's not actually. It's not actually a remarkable official case.
Oh, is it? Did you look up top 5?
Because that was the money was getting obscene.
Okay.
So the remarkable, if you
don't want to scratch your remarkable, so
don't want to scratch remarkable,
yeah.
Of course you don't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes less remarkable with every scratch.
Yeah.
So what you can do is it's very intuitive. It feels like you're writing properly. I'm not going to do a demonstration.
So it's sort of people who are listening on audio, it sort of looks like a big Kindle Paperwhite, but you can draw on it.
It's very thin.
Yeah.
Stylus here. Mm-hmm. There's loads of different templates you can do your notes with. There's this is thin lined, but there's like medium lined and large lined.
Yeah.
You can do blank, obviously. I haven't used loads of the templates, so it's not just lined and blank. There's more. There's a storyboard one. There's like graph shit and all that.
This might be your biggest red flag.
No. Let me finish. You can't do the analysis before I finish the pitch. So, you can also, it works in a tablet manner that you can make different notebooks. There are different folders with it, like within that. So, like I've got, for instance, a podcast one.
Yeah.
So a part of the reason to get it was because we write all these podcast notes on our phones and they just disappear into the ether. And I was like, there's some stuff in there that can be used later on. So for instance, I click on the podcast folder, and in that there's 2 notebooks, one for August, one for September, and all of those sync up automatically onto your Google Docs. And then you can get a Remarkable app, which again we're really not sponsored by them. You can get a Remarkable app when you can then on the go you can write the thoughts on the app, and it automatically syncs onto your Remarkable notebook.
The Remarvelous.
They're Remarvelous, yeah. It's a Remarvelous app for the Remarkable too.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, there's other things.
They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisels.
You get some documents
tablet.
up on that, and then really comment.
I was late
on the
paying
docs.
Andrew Patreon money again this month, but the way that he messaged me was there was a slightly more panic than usual when you're asking for.
I'm not going to say asking. I'm going to say requesting. Or like, can I have the money that's owed to me, please?
But it's not normally, it seemed
it's weird to have to ask every month. You should just pay it every month.
But it seemed like there was financial pressures on Andrew that he seemed like he was in a bit of a bind. And I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, maybe he's been on holiday a couple of times. Maybe that's
didn't help.
But what really didn't help
belligerent
is when I found out about the Remarkable 2. How much did the Remarkable 2 set you back?
It's none of your business. It's none of your business.
Because I think didn't you say you came straight back home and you thought I need to get the Remarkable?
Yeah. Often when I go on holiday, I have a sort of epiphany, being like, it's time to get organised with life.
Sure.
And those often dissipate on as soon as I land back in Gatwick.
Yeah.
Or Heathrow.
Yeah.
Or Stansted.
Yeah. Not London.
Not Luton.
Yeah.
But so it often dissipates at any of those airports, and then nothing really happens. And I realised I had another epiphany whilst it was on the plane, actually.
Was this similar to when St. Peter, he had the vision on the road to Damascus?
Yeah. I suppose it was an epiphany. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when he was a Roman who was...
I doubt it's going to have as much historical consequences.
Peter was on the road to Damascus, and I think he was someone who persecuted Christians, and then he had a vision from Jesus.
Yeah.
A vision from Christ, I think. And then he became he's probably why Christianity is the biggest religion in the world.
The historical consequences will be... It depends. I could write a new religion.
So what was this epiphany?
I could write...
So on the road back to...
there's also you can write and then it converts it to text if you want to.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So on a similar vein, I suppose, to St. Peter, I was descending on the way down to Gatwick, I think it was, and I was like, I need a virtual notebook. Friends of me, not of the podcast, would know that I've had a long time odd obsession with stylus-based materials.
You've been a big stylus guy.
I've also made some ridiculous purchases.
Yes.
In my time. Yeah. One of them, there's a tablet downstairs that I still have, actually. That was just, I think I used twice.
Really?
It was like one of those Android tablets.
You've got to invest.
But if I'm honest, I bought it because I was like, I want to use a stylus. I have a weird kind of kink about having a stylus.
Where does that come from?
I think the divorce.
Well, it's a need for control, isn't it?
It's a need for control. And yeah. Well, I think I'm still quite... Although, and everyone knows, friends of the podcast know that I have a distrust of modern technology.
Yes, you got a Luddite.
I've got a Luddite view of things. I inherently distrust new things.
Yeah.
Whereas
everything's fine. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We're all okay. Let's just relax for a second.
iPhone 4, you would have been
Who needs to go to the moon? It's fine. We're all good.
Yeah.
But I think there's something about the combination of past and future. I feel at home with the remarkable. I'm what?
You're steampunk.
I'm a whatever. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Steampunk probably are the biggest losers in the world are steampunk.
Okay,
the guys who wear top hats with like flying goggles on.
Oh, those dickheads.
Yeah, that's what you are.
No,
you're crashing the past and the future.
I'm like a debonair gentleman.
You're an elegant, that's how they'd
No, I'm a They would not.
They would.
No, I'm not going around with goggles on a top hat. I'm a debonair gentleman who has realised there is a better way to live in the 21st century.
No, you're in a hot air balloon.
I am not. This is cutting edge technology. So I've had an obsession with stylus wear for a while. I don't know why it's been a thing.
Yeah.
No, I do. I think it's the combination between old and new. And I also like to write things down. Typing is kind of different. I'm a very quick typer.
You are a quick typer.
So the idea is I run too fast. You need to slow down. Slow down.
Oh, so you think you're writing just stuff before your brain can even get... You're too fast for your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
So, amazing is one word.
Well, remarkable is another.
Remarkable is the other. So, I looked it up on the plane and then I haven't had that obsession of like, I really want something, I really want something.
Yeah,
like what I used to get when I was... a new video game was out.
Yes.
A new PlayStation game where there's something, I have to
Computer
have it
game.
now. I don't care what I'm going to pay. Just give me the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is embarrassing. I've just realised the story.
God, what?
I was so obsessed with getting it, I went insane.
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
What, you like...
I've just remembered.
What, because you didn't have internet so you couldn't buy it?
No, well, I didn't have internet so I couldn't buy it because I was going to get it for like a next day delivery thing.
Well, you just sit on the page just
nuts. I went for the next 2 days, I went nuts until I finally got it in my hand. So what happened was I went on the Remarkable website. It was when I got back, it was a bit too expensive from there, and it was getting shipped from like fucking Europe, so it would have been here in like 3 days.
You couldn't wait.
I can't wait to take virtual notes for 3 days.
Exactly.
I need to take virtual notes now.
Yeah.
So it was all like I wasn't like I need it for a practical reason. I just wanted to fucking play with the bastard. So I then went on. They were selling them at Curry's. And I was meant to go and see a friend in London Bridge.
You look insane right now. You're wide.
I know.
Your pupils are dilated. It's remarkable.
It's remarkable. Take it away from it. I need the remarkable. My God. So I paid £500 for it. It's too much money.
It's a note But
it's too much money. It's a virtual notebook that connects, that automatically
yes,
syncs with your Google Drive. It does a thing to
the
text.
first 5 minutes was you explaining. Go on.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. I get it for Currys. I was meant to go and see a friend. I did go and see a friend in London Bridge. I was determined to get it on the day. I had a week off. I'd flown back on Monday, woke up on Tuesday. I was like, I am not leaving this day without Remarkable.
No.
But then, like, I was gonna do a collection in store in Currys, and then upon trying to do that, found that you could only get one for the 2 days. 2 days later, again, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
But I was so locked in that I bought it to collect it in the London Bridge area on the Wednesday. Now, which was the next day.
So you could pick it up on the way to see your friend.
Yes. Weird.
Very weird.
Because I was going to rock up with a Remarkable.
Yeah.
And probably wouldn't speak to her. But then the next day, and then I was like, I sat with that. I was like, that's not soon enough.
No.
I need the Remarkable today.
Sooner?
Yeah. Then the next day.
Yeah.
So I walked to Currys.
Okay.
All the way to Currys. And then it was good because I actually got to touch a Remarkable and like play with a Remarkable.
So you get to see what you're getting.
Yeah. So £500 is already out of my account, by the way.
It's already gone.
Already gone, no chance coming back. Well, then I then went to the guy. I was like, I'd like a Remarkable 2, please, and I'd preferably want it now. And he was like trying to show me the features. I was like,
Babes.
I know, this isn't my.
Have you watched YouTube videos on Remarkable 2?
Yeah.
Did you have someone explain to you the features of the Remarkable 2? What did they look like?
The guys who was doing it, they didn't show themselves.
Did they not?
No.
What do they
not
sound
out
like?
of shame,
Okay.
out of class, because it was all about the Remarkable. I'm very conscious of how short my shorts are right now.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Carry on. Yeah.
So they said, "Okay, give me a minute."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Here we go. I've done it. I can refund that."
Yeah.
But then he comes out going, "We haven't got any in store." Could have slapped the fucker. Basically did. But then he was like, "But we could do a home delivery, and like a next day delivery thing." If from store to your house. So instead of me collecting it was on Wednesday, so I could get it on Tuesday at home instead of Wednesday in London Bridge. So I said, yeah, let's do that. Nominated the earliest possible delivery slot, which costs more money, like £6 delivery.
At this point,
who gives a fuck? It's all gone to shit anyway. £1,000 is out of my account. £1,000 is out of my account. I don't have that money. It was obscene. I really can't afford that at all. I just spent £500 on a fucking suit. I'm broke. It was a nightmare. It's been a nightmare.
Well, you have
month.
to have the suit to go with the Remarkable.
Yes. You can't. Well, the Remarkable went with the suit. What came first? Yeah, that's a good question. They look fucking great.
Because you're like, when the Bugatti, they don't sell it.
Bugatti. Say that again.
Bugatti.
Let's try that again, mate.
Bugatti.
Yeah, that's
What is it? Bugatti.
Do you say Bugatti?
You sound like Andrew Tate. Bugatti. But
he says like Bugatti.
No, he goes Bugatti.
No, he goes Bugatti.
They pick out their clients. They reject clients that don't represent the brand.
Yeah.
I think the Remarkable is probably the same. So you need to.
I don't think they have that level of selection in Currys in Mile End, which is the same part as an Asda and a Mountain Warehouse.
Yeah.
But the Remarkable, I feel like you get taken into a back room.
Yeah.
They like test your handwriting.
Exactly.
I saw you use it. You wouldn't fucking get one. You look like a fucking child trying to write. Nice. So smashed you. Whoops, roast. 1-0 me. So at this point, £1,150 is out of my account.
Yeah.
I then go home. I cancel the other Remarkable.
Yeah.
Money goes back in, not that quickly, but it goes back in. That's fine. Then I see it was meant to be delivered between like 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. The next day, and I was there sitting. And it was meant to be delivered like DHL or something. The van arrives. I'm sitting at the living room.
You're so excited.
Living room like a fucking loser. And then I just wait for a minute, and then I just see the fucker drive off, and then I get an email saying we weren't able to deliver your package because you weren't in.
No.
I was like, what do you mean I wasn't fucking in? I was sitting at the window, but I didn't want to call them being like I was sitting at the window because I'm so excited for this package. What's in the package? An electronic notebook? What's wrong with you, sir? Which would be a fair fucking charge. So I left it, and it came the next fucking day.
That is weird, though. Why did they not?
So I spent £6. I couldn't even. And who can be bothered to go through and be like, yeah. Sorry, it was weird.
Yeah.
They didn't knock.
So I guess
was poised.
I guess that there might be a couple of. You could argue there's maybe for some people there'll be different red flags dating you.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's a red flag.
How would you define?
Well, a red flag is like
not a red flag.
Is a subjective thing. I just think.
What do you think this is like? Is it?
Well, I'm saying you're on a date. Things have gone well. Maybe you've shown some toxic traits, whatever. Some things that some people might consider red flags. Yeah. But in many ways, that entices the girl further.
Yeah.
But she knows she shouldn't. She knows they're red flags. Yeah. I think if then you say, this was so great.
Would you like to see my electronic notebook?
No, you'd go, this is so great.
Yeah.
Should we do this again sometime?
Right.
Yeah, definitely. When are you free next week? Wednesday. And then you whip out the big remarkable with the charcoal grey.
Sorry, what was that?
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Yeah. 1 second. Just got to pop in the passcode. Where's diary? There's diary.
I think this should be the biggest.
This Wednesday.
This is the biggest.
Holding it like that as well. Holding it like a book for those who aren't watching. Writing that in. Be a disaster, wouldn't it? Well, now I red flag absolutely, but you know what I'd do?
What?
I'd go on the app on my phone. You bell end. That's the point.
Well, so keep it cool.
I don't bring this out.
You don't let.
It would
show
be a
the
red
real
flag
thing.
when on the third date they come back to my room, and in my room there's a shrine to this electronic notebook with like lights and flowers around it. That's the thing. But it's I bought a tablet because I just wanted to use the stylus. Used it 3 times, and then it's been in that drawer ever since. I bought a Chromebook because I wanted to because I only had a work laptop at the time. I wanted to be able to download songs to DJ with. And then after I bought the Chromebook, I realized that you can't have Rekordbox, which is the only software I needed. You can't download that on there because you can't download anything on there. So both of those were impulse kind of buys, but for some sort of practical means, and they were both unsuccessful. This fucker, loving it. Worth the money.
You're not quite sure about that.
Every penny.
You can't say that fully. Yet.
Worth every penny.
Sure. You're not sure about every penny.
In a year, it'll be worth every penny.
Right now, it's not.
Right now, it's probably worth 70p on the pound. It's not good. No, it's great. It's fine. I actually love it.
Because I think this has been, and this has slowly been happening in the last couple of years. It's like, I think something that probably sets you apart from most stand-ups is that you're not deep down a loser. Like every stand-up you meet, deep down they're a loser, and you actually work hard, and you have a strong set of beliefs about avoiding things, even if it goes against your best interest, because you think it makes you like a loser. Like it's an important thing for you. Yeah. The most losery thing about you is your
obsession with stylus based.
No, is your new obsession with organisation. I think that is.
Yeah. Well, that's
the
Andrew that comes out 6 months into a relationship.
Is it?
It's like, oh, this guy wants to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
All
a
the
schedule
time.
guy.
Yeah.
And because I've got too many to choose from. My interests, the loser, it's like, where do you start?
Pick everything for the Google Maps, ancient history, placards in museums. You can really go into Spratzik, Norlando trampolines.
That's just the first. That's just the first draw.
That's No,
that's not the
me,
hidden
it's
draw.
like. With me, there'll be one in a relationship. About 6 months in, I'll wake up one Sunday. I'll be like, "What are we doing today? And when are we doing that? And when are we going to go after that? Well, then surely, but that doesn't make sense because we have to do this and after that.
Who needs to know this? My remarkable needs to know this.
I do. Yeah, there's a control freak within me, and that's where I need to know what's happening.
Freak in the Excel sheets.
Exactly. That's good. That's funny. No, I need to know what's going on. It always astonishes me, people that just go with the flow. Yeah. I mean, like on a night out, go with the flow. Mm-hmm. Like if you're drunk, someone says let's go over here. Yeah. If on a night out, if someone says let's go over here, don't.
I wouldn't go with the flow. That's like a big argument for not going with the flow.
Do you want to come over here?
No, tell me where we're going. Yeah. No. Let's go over here.
Let's go over here now. Nah, you're right, mate. No, when someone how about we go, or a stranger, you meet some friends out on a night out, and they're like, let's go to this club. We're having a party back at our house. You're like, fuck it. They're all just straight.
A loft party.
Getting creepier. Getting creepier by the minute. But yeah, go with the flow on like.
Go with the floweth.
Go with the floweth. But like on the day and the lead up to that, when you're meeting people, and like you've got to get to the point where you're all together. That's what I always think. Why? How? You can't... Because Elle's a bit like this. She's like, we'll see what happens. I'm like, no, because there's two people in this world. There's people who go with the flow, and there's people who make that flow.
But
I'm there with a shovel making a dam or a canal, and then there's all these fucking people who think they're so chill, but it's like, no, you're chill because the organisers have created that for you.
So are you saying that we're living off your...
Yeah, I am a bit. I get a bit fucking annoyed about it sometimes.
You're the backbone.
No, I'm the canal maker. And you're the water. Yeah, and you get to go on a water slide, and I'm doing back-breaking work. Because by the time I'm making it, and then you arrive at where I am, I don't get to go down the slide because I'm making the slide. But I'm the guy rolling out the tarpaulin at a kid's birthday party that you put the hose and bubbles on.
You're that guy.
I'm the uncle.
You can't go with the flow. You can't spontaneously... Well, I guess you could roll out a tarpaulin.
It's quite a spontaneous
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But at uni, I think a lot of your identity was go with the flow.
Well,
a lot of it was the chill guy.
The chill guy. And
it was the biggest phrase that was you was cross that bridge when we come to it. You used to cross every bridge when you came to it.
But that was for a night out.
You used to never see it. Yeah, I guess so.
I'm up for crossing bridges on a night out.
Yeah. But now you need to know where the bridge...
we need to get to where we're getting. But also, we were living in Leamington fucking Spa, and we had 7 close friends. We lived with each other. There were 2 houses. We knew where to go, and then you can go with the flow. We're in London. Everyone lives fucking different sides of it. We need to get there. Yeah. If we go with the flow, you can't. You're not because you're just suggesting we'll accidentally meet in the middle. Yeah. Where's the middle of London?
Well, yeah. I do think go with the flow, you're sort of implying that go with the flow, people sort of head out in a random direction from their house and hope eventually
get
they'll
distracted by different smells and sounds. But no, because that was I used to think, because we went to uni. Yeah. For 3 or 4 years, I thought I was chill.
It was a big part of your brand.
Yeah, and I'd come back to my home friends and say that, and they'd laugh in my face. They'd laugh in my face. And I go, well, you just don't get it.
You don't get it.
I've changed. I'm cool now. Yeah. And then 2 years after leaving uni, I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm fine.
I need a remarkable right now.
I need a remarkable some therapy. Yeah, no.
It'd be great being in therapy with your remarkable, and then she's taking notes. You're like,
what a power move.
2 can play at that game, babes.
What a power move.
And she's writing
Especially writing on archaic. She's probably got a pencil.
Exactly.
Pencil sharpener.
Well, you're going to type that out afterwards. Don't need to type it out. It's going straight to my Google Docs.
You can straight to Google Docs. You can also, there's different settings for what kind of pen you want. So they're actually quite funny. What would you say would be, if you had to guess, and this is going to be a fun game, so don't look at me like that. There are 8.
This could be a new segment.
There are 8. There are 8 types, and you can change the thickness and the color. But there are 8 types of pen or pencil or
How many
marker.
are funny?
How many are funny? 1. 1.
So 1.
Yeah, 1's funny.
Okay.
But just guess what you could do.
Pencil.
Correct.
Fountain pen.
I'll give you calligraphy pen.
Okay, thank you. Quill.
No quill.
Marker.
Correct.
Highlighter.
Correct. He's on a roll. You've got 1, 2, 3.
Charcoal.
No. You haven't done a classic.
Ballpoint.
Correct. We've got 1, 2.
How many more to go?
3. Well,
3 more to go.
You've got the funny one, which you won't get. It's not even that funny now. It'll be fine.
Paintbrush.
Yes. Yes. If you get the, I'm not sure you'll get this one.
This has been pretty.
This has been astonishing. I think you've only got 1 wrong.
Because we've done pencil. Is there
2? You've got 2 left. It's like, I don't know.
Is
why
it gettable?
I don't know why people use it. Maybe it's for you wouldn't write anything in it. You'd probably amend or annotate a document with it, but not writing. You might underline something.
A highlighter?
No, but
what is it?
Weird. It's a fine liner.
No, I wouldn't get that.
Yeah. And the funny one, I think, kind of is a mechanical pencil.
That's not funny. What do you mean a mechanical pencil?
I know. I don't know. Well, I don't even know what it is. Looks like that. This looks the same as a pen.
But there wasn't. They didn't throw that in as the funny one.
No. Oh, it's not like a goofy one.
Oh, I thought it was.
I thought the question was out of them.
I thought like a quill or something.
A mechanical pencil.
No, okay, so it's funny.
Yeah.
I thought.
No, the Remarkable isn't time. There's no place for jokes at the Remarkable too.
Right. Do you want to get into some of this episode? Then?
Quickly,
I
need to just address
the show plans on the Remarkable.
So
stop closing the
look
Remarkable.
who needs the Remarkable now.
Well, yeah, because it's.
With something to address quickly.
So you have to log into it.
These shorts are normal size, but it looks like I'm wearing pants.
Yeah.
I broke the sunglasses on the Patreon.
Which I think maybe
What do we do?
why you're feeling vulnerable with the shorts might be it's because you don't
They
have your
are pretty
sunglasses.
short, though.
But, yeah, they are short.
Yeah.
But the sunglasses you've hidden behind for every episode of this podcast, you know. I think a lot of these people might be quite upset by seeing your eyes.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know. Very intense, you know.
Yeah, what's a big change?
You can use these ones if you want.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know whether to.
Do you want to try this?
I don't really. No, I don't like that.
Just try it.
God, I can see the grease from a mile away. They're more comfortable.
Yeah.
I think I might just leave it now. I might.
Do
I don't
you?
know. Well,
This is the end of an era.
This sunglasses. I can do other ones, but I think they're getting a bit annoying.
Yeah. Yes, I got back from Portugal, which was very nice. There's nothing. It was pretty unremarkable. I guess the only thing is that it.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah, it was on purpose.
Was it pretty unremarkable too?
Yeah, would have been better, but alas. It was during this heat wave, and it just started raining in Portugal as we left, which is every taxi driver decided to tell me.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. Lisbon's great. So, something interesting though. I like Portuguese people. Every Portuguese man they sort of act like they're in a B-movie Hollywood film.
Not the B movie.
No, not the B movie. no, they're not Jerry Seinfeld in the B movie.
What, trying to fuck women?
Yes, as bees. Well, yeah.
Terrifying movie.
And a lovely place, beautiful city, great food, but the men.
They're all just pretending to be bees.
There's something about a Portuguese man which I find funny. There's like they all are sort of like it's like a tribute Tom Cruise, or like a fan fiction Tom Cruise.
Right.
So like
or like a fan trying to emulate.
You like.
Well, they're jumping off buildings.
If it was cold enough, they would all wear leather jackets.
Right.
You know, it feels like fedoras.
Aviators.
Fedoras would grow on trees there.
Fedoras.
They
Is that
grow
Tom Cruise?
No, but it's
definitely not Ethan Hunt.
It's a cheap version.
Right.
You know?
It's what they think Tom Cruise is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's just every man you speak to there, it does feel like it's a cliche of a European you're speaking to in like in an American film.
Does it always just like there's something off?
Well, it's not even off, but it's like every taxi driver will give you a bit of wisdom, or like will be like a wise sort of romantic elder who's seen it all before.
What kind of like advice? Like
relationship
advice?
It's sort of like, I used to be crazy back in the day as well. And it's just like white hair.
They're looking at you.
Looking at us.
And
being
you're
like,
fucking crazy.
And then every bartender's sort of like, there's no city crazier than Lisbon, you know?
Shut up. Is it like, you said the nightlife is good though, actually.
It is good. It's actually really good. It's quite underrated. I think it's just
Bangkok's
one of those.
Crazy.
But I don't know if it's like, you feel like there's like almost like a little bit of racism when you like, oh shit, of course you guys have this stuff here.
Of course you guys have what, sorry?
Well, it's just like all the bars are like, they're just loads of them really cool bars all in one street, and you just didn't think that, you just kind of forget that, oh yeah. I think London gives you an inward mind sometimes.
In what way?
Well, you just kind of, you often don't think
that other places have stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You forget.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a real ignorance that comes.
Because we live, well, like, we lived in Sussex, and then you moved to London. So it's kind of like that's the mindset.
You think everything else is Sussex?
Yeah, I think the world is one big Sussex.
In many ways,
Fields, the South Downs with like a pottery place.
And I don't know what you think about this, because you come from Irish Catholic background. I noticed it with the interiors of we went to. There was a lot of churches there.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I like Catholic interiors of their churches. Sometimes I do think it's a bit gauche occasionally, like a lot of gold leaf.
Yeah. The trashier the better for me.
Yeah, because it's very.
It
was interesting. Catholicism compared to Protestantism, like interiors of churches, it does feel like.
I'm really not an expert on this, by the way.
Catholicism is quite gay.
Yeah.
And it feels like
more flamboyant.
Well, it's very camp.
Yeah.
It's lots of crying women.
Yeah.
Big
old robes.
You've got like
big hats.
Big hats. You've got a ripped Jesus on the cross.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
looking
fit.
sulky,
He's looking fit,
sulky, endless paintings, incredible.
It's a
loads
tough one
of
because
gold.
you don't want to make him, you don't want to make him fat.
No, you don't. But then Protestantism, it felt like when Martin Luther split from Catholicism, it was saying this is getting too gay, guys. That
Do you reckon?
I think it is the de-assification of Catholicism, because Protestantism,
because he's nailing like a piece of paper to the wall. It's very it's quite single. It's like single bachelor.
Well, it's just saying this is getting way too gay, guys.
Yeah,
because they stripped it all away. Now it's all plain colours. All the crosses don't have Jesus on them.
Yeah.
None of the gold leaf. That's like the main thing. Was
more
like,
pious.
Guys, this is so little about God at the moment. This is so much about gayness.
Yeah.
This is so much about fucking little boys.
Yeah.
That we've got.
Yeah. Whereas I'm all for that.
Where your family are all
we
for
went
that.
to we went to a church in the Amalfi Coast, which is a very Catholic place. I think.
Yes.
It was very religious.
It was very gay.
I don't go around reading placards.
No, you don't.
I go to the beach. Then, and it was, oh my God, it was the gayest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It was
Catholicism was
it was the gayest thing in the world. We were walking back from a bar. It was like 11 p.m. And there was a show. But it wasn't a show. It was right outside the church. There was some readings going on or something. We just missed the readings, but now it was just people filing into the church, and it was, I guess there was a priest doing something. Yeah, he was sucking some cock. Yeah, there was a priest doing something, but it was incredibly loud speakers playing the Inception soundtrack.
That's amazing.
It's the gayest thing ever. Like,
what was it? Time
Inception and. Interstellar, when the cornfields.
My God.
It was
theatre. It's dramatic. You know,
gayest thing ever. And we went into the church. I insisted we go in. I don't, because sometimes I like looking. Churches are the things I kind of get. I'm like, this is when I go into a church, I really have to think someone's built this. Do you know what I mean?
And you like that feeling.
Yeah, but I have to make my there.
Oh, because otherwise
it's just like fucking.
It's just you're walking around.
Yeah, because I don't have the automatic thing when you look at something and you're like, wow.
You don't have the awe trigger that I have.
Wow. What's so fucking amazing? I think I had it at the Vatican City. That was it.
Yeah,
that's the only time.
Yeah.
And like I get landscape and I get beautiful scenery. Cool, sign me up.
Sure.
When it's like, oh look, there's a building.
No.
Because I have to imagine.
Fine masonry doesn't get you off.
No, it doesn't.
No.
But unless I really think about it, I have to sit when I'm in a church. I'm going like.
You got to know your body. It's like the female orgasm. You got to learn.
You got to learn how to get there. I'm just trying to get off in church. Because I
give me a second. Just keep going.
Yeah, come on. One more stained glass window. Yeah. But so I have to imagine them piecing it like brick by brick kind of thing, and then I start to get it. But then now, when you see more churches, you can compare and contrast, and you're like, oh, they've done this. That's of note, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went in and it was incredibly flamboyant. I was like, this church is amazing. I love it. It was just because it was way too many colours.
Way too many.
It looks stupid.
There's a pride flag.
And Elle was patronising me, being like, yeah, no, it is nice, isn't it? And I left. I was like, you hated it. She was like, that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was like trash. So trashy.
Yeah,
I was like, well,
she's a woman of taste.
So am I. Tap tap tap. They're remarkable too. Different kinds of taste.
What is interesting?
All valid.
What is interesting is that Catholicism has outlawed homosexuality and still has. That it's still, you know. Whereas Protestantism, because part of the schism was eventually it was much easier for them to not outlaw homosexuality. So even though
putting that down to interior design, it's a new interpretation.
No, what I'm saying is Catholicism aesthetically is gay, but they ban homosexuality.
Yeah.
Protestantism is not aesthetically gay, but doesn't.
It balances out the gay.
Well, is it more that Catholicism knows if it doesn't ban homosexuality, then it will come out of control?
Yeah.
Like it's that it has to stop them.
Yeah.
You know?
Otherwise, the whole world would be gay.
Yeah.
Everyone would be gay.
But Protestantism, it's like they know most of us aren't even gay.
We're not.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but you can do it.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church is like, we're doing it so much that there's no more room for anyone else to do it. Because look at all the colours here.
Yeah. Like, if we legalised it...
You can't go around fucking people...
Well, they wouldn't be able to repopulate because they'd all be gay.
Yeah. And then the Catholic Church would die out.
That's it.
You don't read that in history books, do you?
Exactly. It's very queer coded.
It's a very quick update on the swimming pool. What do I call them? The idiots, the bobbers, maniacs. Yeah, let's call them the bobbers who go into bob, right? Somehow
Bobbers are taking over.
The bobbers have taken over today. Again, 2 lanes. 2 lanes are there. But I'm having to swim with others because they're just doing this. Whatever that is, leaning on the side, kicking about, not even fucking swimming. The bobbers are taking over and they're actually gaining power, which they need to be put back in their bobbing place. But somehow, one of them managed to get a cramp. A really bad cramp. From bobbing. So I see like, I'm in the zone, but I hear a ruckus going on. Yeah. So I stop and look, and there's 6 of them around this one man just going, ah, 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 and they're all just like, they're speaking in a different language, so I have no idea what's going on. But they were there for half an hour. I'm not exaggerating. That's genuine time they were there for half an hour.
Was he bobbing too hard?
Lifeguards, I think he bobbed too hard. He bobbed too close to the sun. The lifeguards were coming over and like laughing. I had a moment with one. I went, what are they like, eh?
Yeah. So it wasn't serious. They weren't like. It was quite serious.
They were serious, but they were so serious about it. It was like 6 of these guys going around this one guy on the floor going, ah, ah, clutching his leg, and then but it was fucking hilarious because they were just like pouring water down his throat to try and help that. But bobbing, that's what you get for bobbing. I had no sympathy for him. I was like, if you took up less lanes by doing nothing, then I'd be like, hey, do you want a hand?
How would you feel if Just Stop Oil blocked one of your lanes?
Right.
So they've created a long. They've all glued themselves to each other and they've created a barrier across all the lanes.
3 emotions.
Okay.
Firstly, surprise. Absolute surprise. They'll be like, you're not getting, there's not many bums on the seats. You're not getting too many eyeballs here. Unless, like today there was a kids swimming lesson. So
more people there.
More eyes. Yeah. More bums on seats. Yeah. Actual bums on seats.
So it'll be orange dye in the pool, obviously.
Yeah, but it contains a one lane because they don't want to, this is my lane swim for fitness.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, surprise, then joy.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, this is a great story.
Yeah.
Something to talk about. And then annoyance because they'll be like, I actually did really want to swim.
Let's stop oil.
Yeah. I think at that point I would stop oil.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
What are your gripes? What are your gripes this week?
One of my gripes, kind of strange. One of them is that it's accepted and normal and almost in medical vernacular to call it a massive stroke. Why is it always massive? The amount of historical books I read, that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm reading a historical book. You see it on the news where someone suffers from a massive stroke. You can't say that.
No.
I find that if I had a stroke and it was big, I'd be like, don't call it massive. Why is it accepted?
So there's a spectrum of stroke. You can have a big and you can have a small stroke.
When have you ever heard about... Yeah,
I wouldn't hear a small stroke.
You wouldn't hear big. You'd hear massive. They only ever say massive.
Yeah.
Think about all the strokes you've heard about.
Yeah.
Massive. Why that? Why is that adjective
gigantic?
Accepted? You can't say Can you say a massive heart attack?
You can say a massive heart attack.
Yeah. You can't say a massive hemorrhoid. Yeah, you can.
You can.
You can't say a massive brain hemorrhage.
You could.
You can't say a massive broken leg because that would almost imply the leg's really big.
Yeah, if it was a giant broken leg.
If it was a big leg, fair enough. No, but you know what I mean? It feels like it's in bad... Like I was reading a history book and he said, and then he had a massive stroke. I was
it's almost too casual.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
It almost feels like you're sitting down writing this, you should have thought of a better adjective. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I feel like...
I might say massive stroke if someone had it and I ran into a room and I was trying to get people to help.
Yeah, I'll
be like, my mum's just had a massive stroke.
Yeah.
But if I had time
It'd be funny, in this room, it's the very apathetic people who aren't going to help you when you just say stroke. What room is that where you're like, oh, it's massive.
It's a fucking... We'll just like quicken them up a little bit. Just how big it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But how would you describe... Yeah, so you want it to be
I just don't want
a large stroke.
I want a medical word.
Yeah. Well, is there a medical word for big? It's more like...
Yeah.
Yeah. A big stroke.
A big old...
a big old stroke.
Big old stroke.
No, I do. I agree with
Like
that.
a
massive stroke.
significant,
a significant stroke. Yeah,
a significant
something with a
stroke.
bit more decorum to it.
Yeah, massive. If I was the one having the stroke and I was being written about in a history book, I'd be like, I think my mum could say I had a massive stroke. My friends, some of them could say I had a massive stroke.
Well, it depends what context. Like if your mum was reading at your funeral.
Yeah, you
wouldn't want her describing your massive stroke.
Sally's got some class.
Yeah, exactly.
How would it even come
rather large stroke.
A rather large stroke. It surprises me that it's a phrase that gets around on the news. They'd say it. Not anymore.
No mistake.
R.I.P. Kussenberg would say Koonsberg. Who's the other? Is that how you spell it? Weird. You pronounce it Koonsberg.
Don't say that.
Don't say that too much. Sorry. Fucking hell.
Christ.
Bleep that.
No,
accident. No, don't. You're gonna clip it.
I'm clipping that up.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. That was genuine. No idea what was going on there. God. I was trying to spell it out. What a disaster. What's your gripe? Can I have some water?
Yeah. My gripe is, do you find it annoying how slutty your Wi-Fi is? So like,
I thought you were going to say my wife, and I was like, what an odd gripe.
Your phone, how it just connects to every random Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And it's like, if you, there's so many free Wi-Fis that have a lot of login pages. There's loads of ways to get around. I'm constantly like, my thing isn't working. My internet's not working. I should have 4G. And I look, it's like O2 Wi-Fi. Yeah. Surely we could work out something. There's Wi-Fis I've logged into that are friendly.
There must be coding to say don't automatically connect to public Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Only connect to private Wi-Fi that you've put the password in before.
Exactly.
If I'm at the Rusty Bike, the pub, and I have put that password in before, which is actually cool beer here, ! A great pub password. Never forgetting that. Cool beer here. If I go there and I want a bit of extra zwang in my searches, sure.
Yeah.
I'm saying it weirdly, but I'm agreeing.
Well.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I've got data. I've got too much.
You've got data coming out your arse?
I've got data coming out of my fucking bottom.
That's nice. I don't have data coming out my arse.
Well, you need to get yourself a buy. One of my hype of the week one time was my mobile thing. They rang me and they said, "Oh, do you want a new contract?" When it was coming to the end, and we're like, "Oh, do you want it cheaper and do you want more data?"
Oh, do you want the sickest contract ever?
Went, yeah. Can I get a Remarkable 2 with it as well?
What? What's that?
No, what's that? Well, don't forget it. Forget that. Can I get the other thing? Can I have the other thing? You're gonna get 4 gripes at the price of 1 because I'm gonna add on to that gripe.
Is this another new gripe?
No, it's within this.
Yeah, so it's
No, it's
still one gripe.
You haven't even fucking heard it, mate.
I'm just saying.
Haven't even fucking heard it. My gripe is 3G. Doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Doesn't exist anymore. You're out and about. It's like, I've got 3 bars of 3G. I'll be able to make that important message to tell my mum not to kill herself. But I can't.
No.
Because it doesn't exist. 3G, as soon as 4G came in, they just...
What happened with 3G?
They switched it off.
Because 3G used to work, right?
It used to be like, I've got 3 bars, great. Yeah. I sometimes think... Because I think, have we all gone insane and we've just forgotten how slow 3G used to be and we've got used to it?
Yeah.
No. Because
I've... Noches?
No.
El noches grande.
Noches grande, petico. I have sat there on the phone to test that thing, waited for fucking ages. It doesn't happen. It will never come with 3G. 3G doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. And it's them selling it to us as if it does.
Yeah. It's a lie.
I think slow internet is so much worse than no internet.
Yes.
Because it's
let me live.
Because you are still going to try and do nearly all the same tasks.
Yeah,
it will just take so much longer.
What's the word where you
because no internet you then will not do the tasks you're going to do. Yeah. But slow internet you still do all of them.
What's the
just
word?
Twice as long.
What's the word when you address something and it's like it's not cathartic because that's what happens next. But it's like you do it
like before cathartic.
What's before cathartic? Where you're like. Closure. It's closure.
It's closure.
It's closure.
Yeah. I guess
closure then closure then catharsis.
Yeah.
That's the timeline. Because you have closure if there's no Wi-Fi. You're like, okay,
closure.
Having no it's saying no Wi-Fi is like you finally getting out of a bad relationship.
Yeah.
2 bars of data is like you're still in that bad relationship because you haven't.
Yeah, you're in the dying embers of a relationship. That's such a great way of putting it. And then catharsis, would that be seeing a 3G tower burn down?
Yes.
Because I can't really think what's the catharsis.
God.
What is the catharsis? Is the catharsis...
Well, I don't think catharsis is revenge.
Or is catharsis, you sit up and you
Catharsis is...
You listen to your grandparents tell a story and you realise you haven't heard their voice for 5 years because you've been on your phone.
Right,
is that catharsis?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
That's the cycle.
I don't
it's
know.
It's a classic cycle.
It is a cycle, yeah.
Yeah. So was that all of our gripes? Did we get 4?
No, I've got one more.
Okay.
The fact that Davina McCall was a heroin addict and we didn't know anything about it. What do you mean? She went on. I was scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
And she came up on
Diary of a CEO. Yeah.
And it was there for a second, and it went in so quickly that I think I went and went what. And went back. I didn't describe that well, but you understand.
Well, I understand exactly what you meant.
Good. And it's just her going, yeah, that's when I properly appreciated that I wasn't just addicted to heroin, I was addicted to all drugs. And I went,
of them?
Wait, what do you mean, Davina?
All of them, Davina?
Did you know that?
I had no idea.
I don't think any of us knew that.
Yeah.
And I think I should have known. Not that I should have seen her do it, but it was like, she's a very open, bubbly personality.
Well,
I just did the discons.
I agree. I don't know if
I don't
that's
really
the right
know
logic,
why I'm annoyed by it.
because that means that you're basically furious that daytime TV presenters aren't how they act on TV.
No, I just
You're
think no.
open and
I'm annoyed
bubbly.
that I didn't know about it.
You're more hurt that
It's
you
too-
thought you had a better relationship with Davina.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
You
That's
felt
it. Yeah.
you thought you had a relationship with, you felt like Davina could have come to you and explained to you that she
Yeah,
had
but
heroin.
she's got like a fitness tape.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not suggesting that ex-heroin addicts can't have a fitness tape.
No, but there's
What's
a
a
level,
fitness tape?
There's
Inject, snort.
I mean, there's a level of hypocrisy, and also if you're talking about losing weight, heroin just sucks you bone dry.
She wasn't on drugs during the fitness tapes.
When was she on?
That is the question that I haven't
Well, you don't
found
know,
out. Yeah, because I've done no research.
Well, then you don't know it because she could
That
have
is
been.
the only clip. I've seen that
them.
clip, and that was straight.
Yeah, but she
in the
could have
groin.
been on heroin when she was doing
No.
the fitness tapes. How do you know for sure she wasn't in her fitness era?
Because I just know.
No, you don't. Well, you a second ago you didn't even know Davina McCall was a heroin addict.
Yeah, you fucking.
You
won't.
don't know anything about Davina. Clearly,
we're gonna have to
you
find
knew nothing.
out. Clearly, I do know nothing about Davina.
Well, I bet Davina was. Well, sometimes do you feel with these Diary of a CEO revelations, it's like they had like 3 years before they were famous, and then you're fuck off.
Yeah.
I want it was when you were fucking. Does she host Big Brother? I want you were out of your mind on Skag.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I want.
During Big Brother's Little
I don't
Brother.
need to hear. Oh, you were 19 and fell out with your mum and then took it. You know.
Well.
To anyone suffering from drug abuse,
namaste is,
and also with
it's,
you.
it's all tough, but it's just like you don't have to tell me because I'm not actually listening. I'm really. Yeah, but you're not Davina. Like I'm not. My gripe isn't that Davina McCall had a heroin addiction.
No.
My gripe is that I'm finding out about it on Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
That for me is like no. Well,
how's Stephen Bartlett finding out about this before us?
Exactly. So, well, she actually said it on Desert Island Discs, clearly.
Oh.
I'd like to know, because this is like 12 things we learned about Davina McCall on
She
Desert Island.
suggested the Velvet
fucking
Underground song Heroin, and then she said, funny story
Funny
about
story.
that. I used to be addicted to heroin.
I think she goes, oh yeah, I used to be addicted to that.
I think that's why I like the song, because I was so addicted to the drug that anything called it, I liked.
She began smoking at 12. Who didn't?
Early.
Drinking at 13.
Okay.
Late.
So she started
I had my first drink
cigs
at
before
12.
Cigs before drink.
That's lame.
Yeah.
How have you doing that? The maths doesn't add up.
No.
She was never addicted. That's why we only find out about it. And by her early 20s was using heroin. So and then
when she stopped?
That's the question. Maybe so determined to be a better mother than her own, she constantly tried to be perfect and become a bit of a control freak, she says. Was that before or after the heroin? Or during?
Does she have a remarkable too?
I just want to be better than my mum. What kind of control freak?
Yeah, that's badly written.
Yeah,
because it's implying that she's a control freak perfectionist who's a heroin addict mum.
I'm sure she'd kick the crack by that point.
It feels, yeah.
I was such a control freak. I wanted to make everything better. No, but it was just like, so the fact that she was addicted to all drugs. So the quote from her, and this is paraphrasing, was that she was like, which is a funny thing in itself. She quit heroin, and then when she was like binging cocaine for 24 hours, then she realised that she has more than just a heroin problem.
At what point
What was the clue? I'd love to know at what point during the 24 hours she went, it's not just the heroin, it's also the coke. But no, all love. I mean, all love. She's recovered, so it's great.
I do feel like
drug
if you're
addiction
on
is a very tough
TV,
thing.
if you're on TV
It's
in
a better
2000s,
phrase than tough thing to empathise with drug addicts.
it's tough.
It's tough out there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because saying it's tough sounds like, tough luck almost.
It's like a bad game of sport.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I do feel if you're on TV in the noughties, I just do assume that you had some sort of...
Yeah.
It feels like the noughties and 90s, you're just like, yeah, you guys were... It was gay sex orgies, sauna sex, coke.
Yeah.
It just felt like every single one of you, it was just completely out of control.
Yeah, no, but
I don't
it
feel
does.
it's like that now.
But then it doesn't...
I have been disappointed, to be honest.
Well, like
the further echelons of show business I get into, it's like, I'm yet to see anything.
Richard Bacon?
What about Richard Bacon? Richard Osman.
I'm not playing a game. The worst game. Richard Hammond.
Should we just see Richard III?
Hammond. No, it has to be presenters.
Oh, what do you mean? No, it has to be Richard.
For all Richards.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Not Richard.
Richard Herring.
Richard Madeley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I said yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do Richie? Yeah, Richie McCall, rugby player.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's no Richard. No football players called Richard.
Panicking already. I've got 10 lined up.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Richard the Bear.
That's not real.
Richard.
That's a lie.
Richard the Bear.
You're lying.
Oh, Rupert the Bear. It's Rupert.
All
right.
And that's the end.
Who did you have lined up? No one. So we're going to be doing that segment every week.
Richard.
We're going to be doing that segment.
Richard the Lionheart?
Yeah.
Whoops.
That'll be good.
We'll do that segment every week.
Yep.
No, wait, what was...
I should have just gone back through the Richard II, Richard I. Oh,
yeah.
It's an easy game.
How many Richards were there? Not many.
I think there was 3.
Yeah. I actually got that as an answer in a quiz the other day. It was a guess.
What, a pub quiz?
No, on my birthday quiz. It was actually the... So,
what's a birthday quiz?
What is a birthday quiz, I hear you ask? Fair question. It wasn't called a birthday quiz.
Was it a quiz that happened to be on your birthday?
Yes.
Or was it a gift on your birthday?
No, it was...
Happy birthday, young Andrew. Here's a quiz.
In what year? They're clapping. No, it was a quiz that happened on my birthday. It was, as I have mixed feelings about the chase, as we know. However, traditionally, early evening quiz shows, daytime-y quiz shows, poorly translate to the board. And by that, I mean the board games.
Oh, I just...
Pointless board game, you can throw it out the window. If you've got it in your house, it's better off outside on the floor in a street getting run over by a car than it is for any of your families to play it. It's dreadful. Yeah. Doesn't work. However, a game I do play that everyone loves. Yeah.
Would you argue fun for all the family?
Fun for all the family. Yeah. I've floated this with many different what do you call them? Like a group.
Friends?
Yeah, that's the one. The group of people in your life. Yeah, friends. Control groups, feedback groups,
Oh, yeah.
Different, right. Yeah. So it's called...
Focus groups. Yeah.
It's called Pointless Ingredients. I'm sure I've said this before, but it's called Pointless Ingredients, right? So I, the Pointless Quizmaster, will...
Me,
the Quizmaster. I'm the Pointless Quizmaster. You have to do that voice for all of it.
Yeah.
I will have like a sandwich in front of me. It can be anything though. Sandwich. It can be whatever. I don't care whatever. It can be a food or drink, but it has to have a list of ingredients.
Or ice cream.
It can't be like an apple though. It's got to have ingredients on the back.
Oh. Okay.
So the game of pointless ingredients is I will, as the quizmaster, anyone can be the quizmaster. I don't have to be there. So you go, you will then choose.
I'm really to make this clear.
Yeah, I don't have
it's
to
not
be
essential
there.
that Andrew's
don't
there.
Message
he doesn't
me,
come included.
Don't message me in invitations to come. Can you come and play this game?
No.
So you, the quizmaster, then has to work out which ingredients will get which kind of scores. So you're always going to want 2 or 3 pointless answers in there.
Always.
Otherwise, why are you playing the game? So then they'd have 3 guesses. It's like the last round of pointless. But the people you're playing with have 3 guesses. Yeah. So and then order them, and then you do the. So they'll say like wheat, and then you'll go. It's 10 people said wheat. You've got to make it up.
Okay.
And then if they often E numbers is going to be a pointless answer. So if someone says like E1 number or like fucking acid stabilizer, that's going to be pointless.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it.
Yeah. I just one comment we had, which I think is good to discuss in the podcast. We had a review on Apple Podcasts from an Australian listener who said she loves the podcast. She gave it 4 stars as opposed to 5. She loved the podcast, but there's a lot of long rants about very exclusively British stuff, which they never explain.
Surely pointless is cross the pond.
Has it?
Yeah.
Pointless?
Pointless.
What? It's bloody pointless.
It's bloody pointless, it is.
Yeah. And I do think that's something probably to take on board, is that sometimes we might have 45 minutes on like a minor daytime TV host.
Davina McCall.
Getting incredibly heated. Done. And I can imagine, all of our Aussie fans maybe, they're probably sitting... They've got like a straw hat, and they've got a bit of wheat in between their 2 remaining teeth.
Spiders running around their feet.
Yeah, and they're going, "Oh, this is great.
Where's their dingo content?"
And then it's got Davina McCall.
Who the fuck is this?
So I think it's probably something that we should probably be aware of.
Well, I think
actually, if you look back, nearly all of it is about incredibly niche.
Well, that's our sense of humour.
It's
switch off. Sorry,
it's minor British celebrities.
I think I actually saw this comment as well.
Did you?
Nothing
gets past Drew.
Nothing gets past these 2 guys. And I wrote it down immediately in the Remarkable 2. If you can call it writing, that's up for debate. But what I think it's, instead of just because it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Maybe just explaining to those who don't live in England who Davina McCall is. They'll never really get the joke, the Davina McCall one. They'd get pointless ingredients if we quickly explain what the game of pointless is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the juice ain't worth the squeeze with that, because it was only a quick aside. Because I was actually making a different point.
So you got to have a split-second decision whether the juice is worth the squeeze.
Exactly.
So he's like, maybe we're going to lose a couple of continents of our listenership.
What?
We might lose a couple of continents.
Right. Yeah.
For this next section.
Yeah.
About Richard Osman.
Exactly. But the chase, the chase board game, excellent.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. They'll have the chase in Australia. That's worldwide.
Okay.
Maybe not in like Sudan.
Germany. They've got big German cohort.
Yeah. Oh, that's his own pointless answer.
Great. Well, I think that actually nicely brings us to the end. We're going to go over to the Patreon now. Thank you very much for listening. The podcasts have been a bit all over the place with Edinburgh and stuff, but now probably till Christmas it should be a very neat run.
Yeah,
we will.
Oh my god.
See you. You got anything to add?
No.
Never. Not once.
Well, what do you have anything to add?
Yeah.
What?
I've got a whole. Well, I've got.
That's the end. Nothing. See ya.